Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. Sorry. In this video I'm going to talk about social anxiety. For those of you who don't know what social anxiety is when you're afraid of being judged by people. You're afraid of people not liking you, or you're afraid of people thinking bad things about you. To go a little bit even deeper into it, you're afraid of not being loved. Now, social anxiety can range from different types of strengths for different people. If you were like myself years ago, who had it severely and to the point where it crippled me socially and it ruined my life, it gave me depression, it gave me panic attacks, it made me feel that I couldn't trust people, it gave me mood swings, it made me angry. Sometimes I would feel unsafe in situations where, logically or realistically I was not a threat, but my body would go into panic. I'd get nervous. If I was going into McDonald's or KFC or a newsagent, as I was queuing up, my heart would be beating because I would be so nervous about doing the exchange with the cashier. I got nervous I was afraid of people, so I was really terrified of eye contact, of looking at people. I felt really judged. I felt like an X-ray, like they were staring through me and they could see how much of a bad person I was. Created so much confusion in me, made me really doubt myself, affected my self-confidence, really made me feel unsteady, affected my relationships with people, because even when it was going well I'd feel great, then I'd have doubts. And I think the worst thing about social anxiety wasn't just the fact of when I was socialising with people, the feelings that would come up in me, how uncomfortable I'd feel. It was more pre-socialising, if that makes sense. It was being by myself and having to think about, I'm going to meet this person, what will I say when I meet them? Will I feel relaxed? Are they going to notice that I'm nervous? What if I get, what if they try and attack me? I was afraid of criticism. What if they try and start an argument with me or start at me? What if I was frightened of myself because I had a very bad temper, because I was very insecure because of abuse when I was younger and being in lots of violent situations. So it made me violent, and it also made me a people pleaser. I couldn't have my opinion, I couldn't challenge people, I couldn't talk like this normally and have a discussion or a debate without feeling rage come up and panic and a need to almost say to people, please don't start on me. So it didn't just stop there. Very difficult getting on the busy train, really difficult for me, really difficult. When I'd get on the train I'd think, please hurry up, get to the next stop, I want to get off, I want to get off, I want to get out, I want to get out. My internal monologue saying, get out, I'm not safe. And if I looked up a little bit and someone looked at me and put my head down, I didn't want that exchange of initiation with people. And then it's funny because it stemmed into other areas. It affected my personality, it affected my walk. I couldn't walk down the street properly. If I was walking down the high street and there was a couple behind me, like a guy with his girlfriend, I would stiffen up, my walk would go funny, I'd feel judged. I'd tell myself, but don't worry, they're not judging you, they don't even know you. I couldn't stop it. So I was telling myself, don't worry, but my body was just panicking. I never really understood why I had this. I honestly thought I was the only one that had this in the whole world. I thought, I'm strange, I'm weird, and I've got to keep this a secret. Because if I tell people about this, no one's going to like me, no one would ever want to be friends with me. And that would enrage me, because that feeling of being rejected and being abandoned, it was difficult. It was difficult for me to deal with. I felt like I had to separate that personality or that part of me that felt that way and put it to the back and, bring a new personality on board, which is what happens to most people who have got social phobia. They will act out a personality that they feel is acceptable for society, and in acting out that personality, the people pleaser or even someone who's violent, you'll be suffering on the inside. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is, with my research, I'm 32 years of age, I'm a professional teacher for 4 years. I teach people how to manage social anxiety. I've been working on it all my life. What did I learn? I learned that every single human being's got social anxiety. I never met a man or a woman who doesn't have a few nervous tics, social tics. Even super confident people that you see and think, wow, that guy's confident, or that girl's really confident. What I learned is how we manage it. If you come onto my video now, you've never met me before, you just see me, you probably would think, this guy doesn't seem shy or nervous at all. He doesn't seem like he's got anxiety. I don't believe him. I would feel the same. If I seen this video of me now 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I would never believe it. I manage my social anxiety really well. I teach people how to manage it. Once I got the answer, they say, you know, the warrior's journey, once I got the right down to the truth, for my whole life, I was trying to fully get rid of it. We can't get rid of it. We wouldn't be human beings. I wouldn't be able to relate to you. I wouldn't be able to be vulnerable. But what we can do is, we can massively decrease the feelings. And you know what? When you accept this and you practice it, and I'm going to go into that in a second because I've done lots of videos on it. And my 6 weeks program is all about that. In fact, all my teaching is. Once you get management over it, you feel supremely confident. Does that make sense? I'm contradicting a truth. So it's almost like someone saying, I'm a professional fighter. I've had 50 fights and I'm undefeated. And someone says, you must never get nervous when you fight because you're the best, you're the champion. So you're always confident. And he says, hell no. Because he's American, this guy I'm talking about. Actually, I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather. Do you understand that? I think he had 49 fights. And he says, maybe he says, oh, I'm not nervous, but he is nervous. He manages it well. Athletes, boxers, actors, screenwriters, performers, all the people that you're scared of, they're just managing it better than you. You've bought into the illusion that they're more confident in you. They manage it better, which gives you the illusion, and them and the world, that you are less, but you're not less, you're the same. You just have to address your issues. So I'm not going to philosophize or spiritualize, if that's even a word, my way out of saying I'm confident. I'm supremely confident, but see, that's a little bit of anxiety there, a bit of a social tick, a stutter. This is normal, it's a natural human being. But where I was back then, man, I couldn't go and do video blogs, I couldn't do public speaking, I couldn't teach, I couldn't go on dates with women. I refused, the feelings were too strong. I was in a lot of pain. And do you know what this brought on to me? It made me feel ashamed, it made me feel dirty, it made me feel unloved, it made me feel, I felt confused, I felt embarrassed, I had all these different human shames. And then I realised, if I carry in shame, the next person is. We all have shame. We all have jealousy, we all have guilt, we all have insecurities, we all have things about ourselves that we don't like. But on the other side, we all have the ability to love ourselves. We all have attractive traits. We all have qualities. We're human beings. So I learned, in accepting my social anxiety, that's how I overcome it. Don't try and get rid of it, but don't do nothing about it. So of course, you have to go out and face it. This is what I learned. Probably not the answer you're going to want to hear at this stage, but you're going to think about it longer, and you're going to think to yourself, intuitively, this is what you know. But you're not doing what you feel. You've got to gradually do it. This is what I teach men on my 6 weeks program. That's why I work with them over 6 weeks. Sometimes I work with people over 12 weeks, depending on what they need and how serious their anxieties are around socializing and dating and self-confidence. How did my life change? Now, as a matter of fact, let's not talk about me. How did my clients' life change when I work with them on my programs? People's lives transform. I transform people's lives through one principle. Is it a principle? I think it is. Honesty. I teach people how to practice honesty in their social relationships. And you know, the most exciting thing for me was when I discovered this truth. I didn't have to be perfect, because the fear of what people thought about me made me think that I have to be perfect all the time. Sometimes I'm introverted. If I'm in big groups of people, I want to be the quiet one, I want to take in. There's nothing wrong with that, because I accept who I am. Sometimes I'm the front man, because I'm a teacher and I love doing that. So what I realised was, we're all different according to the role that we're playing. Right now I'm playing myself. I'm playing the teacher, the philosopher. I'm myself. This is my authentic self. I'm confident in this role. But there's certain roles that I'm not as confident in, because maybe I'm not passionate about them. Maybe I've not practiced that. So when I started to go further into what is social confidence, I realized social confidence is based on what we practice. We only get good at what we practice. Yes, you've got people that are naturally more good at something than others, but to enhance that natural ability, you have to practice. I practiced my fears away. If you want to see proof, you've just come on my channel. It sounds good what I'm saying, but you need to go and see over 600 videos of me going out, meeting women, talking to people. Some of the old stuff I've done is not the most ethical stuff. Where I am now, it's changed, but even that's good to look at, to see, you know, I was practicing honesty. I made mistakes too, and the mistakes were good. The mistakes got me to the honest bit. But I found the truth. I found that I'm the same as everyone, and so are you. Everyone, we all get afraid sometimes. We all get nervous when we meet new people for the first time. We all get a little bit jittery when we first do public speaking. We all get nervous if we shoot a video blog, but the more you practice it, the fear goes away. I'm not nervous now doing this video, I'm excited. I better be careful before I eat my words and get a nervous tick again. But I do get nervous from day to day. Obviously, I carry a lot of trauma from the past. If you've carried trauma, sometimes it's going to show up, but again, management, honesty. So realistically, social anxiety transformed my life. The same thing that used to ruin me connected me with millions of people all around the world. Because I've got a powerful message, I've got a message of truth, it works, and I've transformed, I don't even know how many men. I say hundreds, it could be more. Let's just say hundreds, that it doesn't sound like I'm exaggerating. Through my videos, my articles, my messages, it's okay for people to be anxious, but they need to be honest about it. Eventually they'll get control over the feelings and you won't be anxious no more. Or when you do get anxious, you can manage it more, you can bring it out, you can tell people, you can use that as your conversation. You'll find other people feel the same, they'll feel better, then it goes away. So think of it like life itself. We have good days, we have days where we feel great, and we're in that balance, we feel confident. Maybe a bill comes in, we're upset, we have a phone bill, we have a bill for whatever, for credit. Our mood changes. That's what anxiety is about. Anxiety is about state, it's about your happiness, your mood. So what I work on every day and what I teach my students, how can I stay in this place of love, this place of state for, you know, for more longer? But on the flip side, how can I not panic when I fall out of state and get anxious and feel nervous and not beat myself up and think I'm less of a person because I'm not? We're being taught in our society that it's bad to be afraid. This is fucking ridiculous. Sorry, my language is passion. We're being taught that to be nervous is something wrong. It's not true. Not to say that you shouldn't strive to be confident. Confident I am, confident I teach. But it doesn't come without the cost of managing fear. And it's interesting because I've done lots of talks in London and people have come up to me and said, you didn't seem nervous at all, you seem supremely confident. Because at the start I might announce it, I might call it out and say, I'm here to tell you my story, I'm here to talk to you and inspire you today, but I'm nervous about coming down. I'm nervous right now actually, so bear with me. And then after a few minutes, because I've announced it and I'm honest and I'm being congruent with how I feel and what I'm saying, the feelings go away and I get a rush of confidence. I go from my head into my body. Lots of anxiety comes from moving out of your heart space or your body into your mind and overthinking. But it's exciting, it's no big deal. Now, maybe it's just me, because as a young boy growing up, I was fascinated with confident people because I never thought I was confident. So I started to study body language, I started to look at celebrities, I started to look at people that I looked up to and I was inspired by. I wanted to see if I could see nervous ticks in them. Because this is how you are when you're anxious, you want to analyse stuff. And I noticed it. I noticed it with some of the most topped actors in the world, the most prestige actors, who I love, who are supremely confident. But I've seen times when they were being interviewed where they got nervous. Maybe they stuttered, or there was a moment where they were uncomfortable, their body language changed, they showed signs. So don't be frightened by this. I'm not judging you. I can't judge you. I was afraid of judgment by people all my life. My message is about love, honesty, and self-acceptance. But it was nice to see that all the people I looked up to, I looked at them closely with a keen eye, and I could see there was bits of fear. But fear is excitement. Sometimes when I get excited, I get afraid. So it was amazing when I found this truth, when I realised it. I didn't really want to realise it because I thought, as a teacher, I want to be able to say to people, I can completely remove all your anxiety. But I thought, that's not true. I can't teach that because that's not true. They don't need to remove all of it. We need some of it. We work off that, but we don't need massive amounts of it. So right now, if you've got the symptoms, I know how you feel. If you feel alone, if you feel you can't tell anyone, you can't trust people, because if you tell them, they're going to reject you, it's not true. If you're getting panic attacks in the morning, if you're struggling to go into shops and pay at the till because you're nervous about dealing with the cashier, if you find it very difficult to go to social gatherings, if you find it extremely difficult going on the phone, I was afraid on the phone. My mum would say, Jonathan, there's someone on the phone here, come down. And I'd say, oh, mum, tell them I'm not here. I couldn't speak to people, I was afraid, I would start stuttering. But I've got to a stage where I got sick of it and I practiced it. So if you've got difficulties getting on the train, if you're uncomfortable, people, I don't even like people being next to me like this. Someone come next to me and spoke to me, I'd get nervous, my whole body would rattle with fear. So it's exciting, you can overcome it in the sense of get a better hold over it and feel supremely confident with yourself. Because once you know this, there's relief. Because when we have this pressure that I must be perfect, I must always be seen to never be anxious. Like I said, I've seen fear in everyone. Everyone. It's inspiring because we're all human. We all have these feelings, but we have to get better management. And it doesn't ruin my life no more. It enhances me. It grows me. It makes me. It gives me happiness. So I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to tell you that you're not on your own. That you can overcome this by talking about it, by going out, by confronting it. And it's uncomfortable to start it. Believe me, I know it's hard to talk to people when you don't trust them, you don't trust yourself, you're nervous, but you work through it and you tell people about it. I get my students to admit it, and in coming to me they admit it anyway. And interesting thing enough, when you get better with this, you become more attractive to women. You've got no problem attracting women. You become better in your business. If you're running a business, your relationships get better. You become better with your family, you become better with yourself. Like I will say, the kingdom within, it's so inspiring. But don't make the mistake that lots of people do. I'm going to be straight. Some people take their own life. Some people get so depressed with this anxiety and the shame and the embarrassment around it. Don't do that. That's why I put this video out. I put this video out because I care about people and I want to save people's lives if they're ever going to do that. Because I felt like that at one stage in my life and I felt embarrassed for feeling that and I didn't want to tell anyone. What a time to get a phone call. So, you know, it really ruined me. But when I started to work on it, everything changed. Everything changed. So don't do anything silly. Start coming out of the house. Come to my free social circle event in London. Send me an email. Or if you're really serious and you want to get started and take practical action and talk to me, check out my 6-week transformation program at my website www.johnnyberba.com. Just to mention, I don't work with everyone. The reason I don't work with everyone is because my program isn't right for everyone. That's why I need to have a conversation with you to make sure you're right for the program. I usually speak to people over Skype or have an email exchange, and then what I do is I do a 2-hour taster session with people in London, and within that 2 hours I can go over the fundamentals of how to speak to people and get more comfortable with people in public, women, men, practicing with me, and I'll talk to you, have a chat, I'll do some counselling, and if we fit and we feel good together, then I can talk to you about the long-term program, and it's been life-changing. If you can't do the program and you just want to go out and get started, the best advice I can give you is to just talk about it out loud, even to yourself, and just start exposing yourself slowly to the feelings. So you go out knowing that you're confronting it. So when you feel the anxiety, you don't feel bad, you don't feel something's wrong with me, something's right. You're meant to feel these feelings. You're going out to purposely invoke these feelings. You're practicing these feelings. You practice saying hello. And I've got a lot of videos on YouTube. I don't want to overwhelm you in this video, but you just go out and start saying hello to people and placing yourself in situations where the anxiety comes up, which is probably going to be everywhere if you're being honest. But talking about it is really important. Stuff like meditation, breathing, so much more. Check out my channel, the other videos. And if you were thinking about working with me, you want to know more about my program, it would be a good idea to see the other videos so you can get more of an idea about myself, get to know me more, how I work, and you can see the transformations I've done on my 6 weeks program with other clients I've worked with, so it can show you the sort of level you can get to. But remember, everyone has social anxiety, but some of us manage it better than others, and that's what confidence is about, the management of fear. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy the process, alright? Bye.